Young and Restless Preview. EP Josh Griffith teases summer loving, hating and everything in between. Get ready for the residents of Genoa City to get caught up in a sprawling story that will start with the introduction of the much-mentioned Aristotle Dumas. While Young and Restless viewers will finally get their first glimpse of the mystery man the week of June 16th, head writer Josh Griffith tells Soaps.com that what follows will be massive, like nothing else in daytime. How so? As a matter of fact, by summer's end, the whole canvas will have been changed forever thanks to the new power player on the scene. And while many of our favorites will spend the next few weeks caught up in the web of intrigue spun by the enigmatic tycoon in France, there will be plenty of action unfolding back in Wisconsin, too. Want more details about what to expect this summer? Read on. Ever since Damien first arrived in Genoa City, one name has been on everyone's lips. That of Aristotle Dumas. Now, after months of guessing, we're going to meet the secretive mover and shaker. Acknowledging that the anticipation has led to a certain pressure to deliver, Griffith promises that we found exactly the right person for the role. Who might that be? Although no one has officially, or for that matter, unofficially, confirmed who'll be playing Aristotle, it's hard to imagine it being a coincidence that the character and Billy Flynn begin airing the same week. And yes, Flynn will continue to appear as Days of Our Lives Chad DiMera, thanks to that show taping many months in advance. What should viewers expect to see once things kick off? It's going to be a literal maze of mystery, suspense and romance, Griffith says, with Dumas' reveal literally right at the center of a beautiful backdrop of the French Riviera. With Victor and Dumas on a collision course with one another, the battle ahead will be one of epic proportions. Dumas will find himself wondering if at long last he's met his match, previews Griffith. As for Nikki, Victor's true love can't help but be concerned about her husband, who has only recently recovered from his near-fatal confrontation with Ian Ward. For a while, we thought that smooth operator Damien might have a shot at being Lily's next great love. But her determination to meet Dumas seems motivated by something deeper than business. Well, who knows? Says Griffith of the heroine's romantic future. Maybe it's Damien, maybe it's not. At the front of Lily's mind at the moment is a determination to assess what Dumas wants with her nearest and dearest and how best to protect them. Once the two cross paths, however, who knows what might unfold? With Victor pulling the strings, Audra seems to be playing a dangerous game. Might her effort to tempt Kyle cause old feelings for the hunk to surface? Griffith suggests that Audra hopes the exact opposite happens, with Kyle falling for her, exactly as Victor planned. Remember, he teases, Audra is always going to look out for number one. Of course, Audra might want to keep in mind that Kyle's current lady love, Claire, is not necessarily one to be messed with. She's currently the portrait of sweetness and light, but it wasn't so long ago that Aunt Jordan's influence led the beauty to do some pretty awful things. If she went dark again, wouldn't that be interesting? Muses the scribe. Claire has other things on her mind too, especially with Dad Cole suffering a health crisis. If something devastating were to happen, Griffith ponders, I think the impact on Victoria, and especially Claire, would be massive. Like Lily, Devon is out to protect his family, says Griffith. There is some deep concern on his part that Dumas is not only targeting the Winterses but many players in Genoa City. But what can Abby's hubby do? But he's not going to shy away from a conflict that could impact so many people that he cares about. He's going to do whatever he can, Griffith promises, to protect his father's legacy and his family. Upon arriving in France, look for Billy to make the most of the situation. Because he's such an opportunist, previews Griffith, Billy is someone who's saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be looking at Dumas as an enemy. Maybe I can look at him as somebody that can help me get Chancellor back. Don't expect Sally to take a back seat to anyone, including Beau Billy. They are on very solid ground, but she's going to stand up for herself in a big way, Griffith foreshadows. It's fantastic. But how will Billy take what she winds up doing next? Acknowledging that a large portion of the audience sees Nick and Sharon as endgame, Griffith says the formerly wed pair will definitely reconnect as things unfold in France. But, he reminds, they've hurt each other so many times. Translation. Even if Schick is endgame, the high school sweethearts who grew up together, grew apart and then back together, are, Griffith admits, their own worst enemies sometimes. Rue-Row. Following the trauma that Phyllis suffered after being kidnapped by Laurent, she is more focused than we have seen her in a long time, submits the scribe. She's in a position to achieve what she needs to both romantically and professionally. And We're 100% right there with Griffith when he says that, "I think it's time for Phyllis to get a win on both fronts. In work and in love." Can we get an amen? It took them a while to get here, but Griffith says that Chelsea and Adam have finally reached a point where they are rock solid. Is that an altogether good thing, though? Just because Chatham is solid doesn't mean that anything around them will be. Chelsea is at a point where some of that ruthlessness of Adam can rub off on her, Griffith says, and some of her old ways can come back, so that they can really work together and cross those lines if they need to protect the people they love. Just how concerned should viewers be about Mariah, who seems to be unraveling before our eyes? She's going to try and keep a lid on what happened while she was away, the head writer says. But the action she took will create such a maelstrom of emotion and confusion for her that, OMG, what? Mariah's secret, or well, its discovery, will literally threaten everything she has, Griffith warns, including her marriage to Tessa. Want to see how some of your favorite young and restless super couples ranked in our look at Daytime's best ever pairings? Of course you do. Genoa City has never been short on drama, but according to executive producer Josh Griffith, this summer is about to sizzle with an intensity fans haven't seen in years. In a recent tease, Griffith hinted that love, betrayal, rivalries, and shocking twists will collide in ways that leave characters and viewers reeling. Whether you're a long-time watcher or a casual drop-in, the next stretch of episodes promises to capture the full spectrum of human emotions. Passion, jealousy, heartbreak, and redemption. Summer is always a time for fireworks, Griffith teased in a recent interview. But this year, those sparks won't just be in the sky, they'll be in the boardrooms, bedrooms, and back alleys of Genoa City. Summer loving. At the heart of the season's storyline is love. Messy, complicated, and often misguided. Griffith promised that several romances will reach turning points, leaving fans torn between rooting for happiness and dreading the inevitable heartbreak. For Kyle and Summer, reconciliation seems closer than ever. Their chemistry, despite years of betrayal and misunderstandings, is undeniable. Summer has fought hard to rebuild trust after the debacle with Kyle's entanglements, but Griffith hinted that their reunion won't be smooth sailing. A new threat, possibly tied to Kyle's business ambitions, could force them to choose between family stability and personal fulfillment. Meanwhile, Chance Chancellor finds himself swept up in a whirlwind romance that surprises even him. After struggling with identity and loss, he's finally in a place to open his heart again. Fans can expect a tender, slow-burn love story, but with the kind of emotional stakes that soap operas thrive on. Chance's journey is about learning to love without fear, Griffith explained. But as always, in Genoa City, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Of course, no summer of love would be complete without the Newman family's tangled webs. Adam Newman, never far from trouble, is poised to enter another romantic entanglement that could blur the line between redemption and self-destruction. Griffith hinted that Adam's heart may push him into dangerous territory, especially when it comes to his exes and their lingering attachments. Will Adam finally find peace and love, or will he self-sabotage once again? Summer hating. If romance is one half of the summer's emotional landscape, rivalry is the other. Genoa City's power players are sharpening their claws, and Griffith made clear that old grudges will flare up in shocking ways. The Abbott and Newman families, long at odds, are set for another clash. Jack Abbott and Victor Newman may be entering their twilight years, but neither man is prepared to surrender an inch of power. Griffith teased that a business deal gone wrong could reignite tensions, forcing both families to take sides and risking collateral damage to those caught in the middle. Diane Jenkins, now firmly entrenched in Genoa City, continues to stir the pot. Her presence has already tested the Abbott family's loyalty, but Griffith revealed that Diane's schemes are far from over. Diane knows how to play the long game, he said. This summer, we'll see whether her plans bring her closer to the life she's always wanted, or if they unravel spectacularly. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers has been on her own roller coaster of redemption and manipulation. Griffith teased that her fiery nature will once again ignite rivalries across the city. While Phyllis has been fighting to regain the trust of her children and friends, her penchant for scheming might undo the progress she's made. Expect explosive confrontations, particularly with Diane, as their feud heats up once again. Everything in between. What makes this summer different, Griffith promised, is the balance between extremes. Love and hate won't be neatly divided. Instead, they'll bleed into each other, leaving characters questioning their own choices. For example, Sharon Rosales will find herself drawn into a story that explores grief, resilience, and unexpected connection. Her strength has carried her through loss after loss, but this summer she'll face a new test that forces her to reconsider what she wants in life, and who she wants beside her. Devon and Abby's relationship, steady but still fragile, will face outside pressures. Family expectations, business conflicts, and lingering insecurities threaten to derail their happiness. Griffith hinted that fans should prepare for both tender moments and explosive arguments as they navigate their shared future. And then there's Nikki Newman, whose presence in Genoa City is always a source of intrigue. As matriarch of the Newman family, Nikki has carried secrets and pain that rarely see the light of day. This summer, Griffith teased, Nikki will face a storyline that puts her in the center of family drama while also testing her personal strength. Nikki's arc this season is about confronting demons, both past and present, he revealed. Shocking twists ahead. Griffith is no stranger to pulling the rug out from under fans, and he promised this summer will deliver at least one jaw-dropping twist no one sees coming. We want viewers to think they know where a story is going, he said with a smile, and then completely surprise them. Speculation is already running wild among fans. Could a presumed dead character return? Will a betrayal inside one of Genoa City's power families tear them apart for good? Or will a hidden affair come to light, threatening to destroy relationships beyond repair? Griffith remained coy, but his hint suggests something seismic is on the horizon. Why this summer matters. For Griffith, this summer slate of storylines isn't just about drama, it's about capturing the full emotional spectrum of what it means to be human. Love and hate aren't opposites, he explained. They're deeply connected. Sometimes the people we love most are also the people who hurt us most. That's the story we're telling this summer. The Young and the Restless has been a daytime staple for decades, but its longevity comes from its ability to evolve. By weaving romance, rivalry, and redemption into a single season, Griffith and his team aim to remind viewers why they fell in love with Genoa City in the first place. As the temperatures rise, so will the drama. Fans can expect passionate kisses, heated arguments, shocking betrayals, and unexpected alliances. Whether you're rooting for your favorite couple or hoping for your least favorite schemer to get their comeuppance, this summer promises to deliver everything in between.